While everyone was glued to the latest viral headlines, the world twisted in ways most people never saw. Governments, crises, and systems shifted in silence, with real-world consequences. Welcome to Dose of Dossier, where we expose the significant stories the mainstream ignored. Let's dive into 7 global events from the last week that almost no one talked about. Keycap 1 Genocide confirmed. UN report on Sudan, what just happened? A United Nations fact-finding mission concluded that atrocities committed by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, in and around Sudan's Darfur city of El Fasher meet the hallmarks of genocide. What's chilling? Mass killings, torture, and sexual violence weren't isolated conflict crimes. The UN found evidence of intent to destroy specific ethnic groups. Over 6,000 killed in just 3 days of brutal violence during the offensive. The report calls for international accountability and protection for civilians caught in the war. Why it matters? Genocide, not war, in a forgotten front of a long-running civil war. This isn't background noise. This is a humanitarian catastrophe hiding in plain sight. Keycap 2 South Africa's livestock crisis declared a national disaster behind the scenes. South Africa declared the worst foot-and-mouth disease, FMD, outbreak in its history a national disaster. The silent shockwave. The virus has spread to livestock across almost every province, threatening food security and rural economies. Exports of beef, a major source of foreign income, have already dropped dramatically. Neighboring Zambia closed its borders to South African livestock in response. Millions of vaccine doses are being rushed in to contain the disease. Yet experts warn this could spiral further. Why no headlines? Because no civilians are dying on the streets, but entire livelihoods and food chains are being devastated far from the spotlight. Keycap 3 regional fertilizer power shift in Africa not viral, but strategic. Companies in Burundi announced a massive investment to build a 1 million ton per year fertilizer production plant in Zambia. Why it's bigger than it sounds? It could drastically reduce reliance on foreign fertilizer imports. It creates 5,000 jobs and reshapes the agricultural trade balance in Southern and East Africa. Bottom line, this is a stealth structural shift in African regional economics. Rarely headline-worthy, but massive in long-term impact. Keycap 4 Art Basel's global expansion. Under the radar, major cultural expansion is happening. Art Basel announced nearly 300 galleries from 42 countries for its 2026 Swiss Fair, including first-time exhibitors from places like the Ivory Coast and Saudi Arabia. Why this matters? Cultural influence often signals broader economic and geopolitical ties, and the art market's footprint in the global south is quietly growing. This is not lifestyle news. It's a soft power map redefining global cultural capital. Keycap 5 Ancient Genetic Breakthrough Buried in Science. Headline: Scientists analyzing a 12,000-year-old double burial in Italy uncovered the DNA of a rare inherited growth disorder. Why it's intense? This isn't just anthropology. It opens a window into how human genetics shape traits through Ice Age environments and challenges modern assumptions about disease evolution. This kind of discovery reframes human history, and most people will never hear about it. Keycap 6 Hidden Media Victory for Journalists from Timor-Leste. 2 young Timorese journalists were awarded prestigious scholarships this week. Hardly a global trend piece, but a symbol of media empowerment in post-conflict regions. Why it's important? Rising voices in regions long underserved by global media can reshape the narratives the world consumes. Yet this development barely registered outside niche circles. Keycap 7 Shifting Global Identity Debate. Not headlines, but real change across social platforms. New discussions about their own identity. People identifying with animal spirits have gained traction. Yes, this sounds odd, but the deeper story is about human identity, belonging, and psychological evolution in the digital age. Why include it here? This conversation may outlive many political red headlines and reshape how societies think of identity and community. These were not trending topics. They were not viral TikToks not screaming tickers on cable news, and not tickers in your feed. But they are real. They are consequential. They are happening right now. Subscribe to Dose of Dossier, because the truth rarely shouts. It whispers before it hits.